All right, hi guys. Today we're doing angle addition notes. This is section 1.4 of our first unit. So today is all about different types of angles. Angle addition is very similar to what we do for segment addition, just with angles now. We're going to ignore this first part here, measuring angles. We don't need to do that. So you can feel free to cross that off of our notes. We don't need to. We're going to dive right into what types of angles there are. So in geometry, we have 4 types of angles. The first type of angle we have is called a right angle. Right angles are 90 degrees, okay? And they look something like this. With right angles, we even put this little baby box in the corner to signify it is a right angle. Another type of angle we have is an acute angle. Acute angles are less than 90 degrees, so anywhere between 0 degrees all the way up to 89.999. They're smaller angles. They're going to be smaller than this, so they can look something like this. So they're less than that right angle. They're smaller. Another type of angle is called an obtuse angle. Obtuse angles are bigger than 90, but they're less than 180. So we write it like an inequality. So they can be anywhere between past that right angle or almost to a straight line, so something of this sort. And the last one's called a straight angle. A straight angle equals 180 degrees. A straight angle is essentially just a line. Okay, so 180 degrees. So what we're going to do is we're going to practice just being able to look at a protractor, which is something you can use to measure angles and figure out how many degrees it is, and then we're going to practice classifying it. I know this is not the best picture, so I'm going to try to zoom in as much as I can. All right, so the first one, it says, example 1, find the measurement of angle COA. So how we do this, you're going to put your pencil or pen or whatever you're using on point C, drag it down to the second point, which is O, and then over the second point, which is A. Okay, so there is our first angle we're looking at, COA. And we have to figure out how many degrees that is. Just by the look of it, what type of angle do we think that is? Is that going to be a right angle, acute, obtuse, or straight? You're right, it's an acute angle. Acute angle, so it means it has to be less than 90 degrees. And how do we figure that out? We're saying that this is like 0 degrees right here. If we count all the way up, we can use these bottom numbers right here to kind of help us figure it out. So if you look at this one, I would say this one passes right there. That's in between 80 and 70 degrees there. So I would call what's in between 80 and 70 degrees as 75 degrees. Okay. All right, let's try another one. EOB. So starting at E, O to B. Based on the looks of this one, what type of angle should EOB be classified as? Obtuse. It's definitely greater than 90 there. All right, so for this one, I would look at this one. I would maybe now look at the outside numbers here. You can see that this one is at 0 here and going all the way around. And it's here right at that number there. That looks to me like that says 140. And again, I know the picture is not the best, so if you're kind of confused on that, don't worry, do not fret. All right, the next one is DOC. So starting at D to O to C. This one's a little harder to kind of tell. Based on looks like it kind of looks like an acute angle. I know it's not an obtuse angle, but I don't know if it's acute or right. It's kind of difficult. So I'm going to figure out where those numbers are at. So if I look at this one's passing right here. To me, that looks like it's in between the 10 and the 20, so I would classify that as 15 degrees. C is up here. That looks like between 100 and 110, so I would say 105. So to figure out how many degrees it is, I would figure out how many degrees is it between 15 and 105. If I subtract that, 105 minus 15, I get 90 degrees. So this is actually a right angle. which is awesome. All right, the next angle is EOA. E to O to A. All right, looking at this, what type of angle do you think this should be classified as? A straight angle. It is a completely straight line. Therefore, it is a straight angle. And we know that straight angles are 180 degrees. Perfect. Now, this one's going to kind of get into the angle addition that I was kind of hinting at earlier. It says, what is the measurement of angle EOC plus the measurement of angle COA? So we're combining two angles and seeing what those two angles added up would actually equal. So I'm going to highlight those. EOC, E to O to C. So we're adding up all of this big angle here plus angle COA. So we're adding up these two angles. So if I were to add up those two angles, what should that equal? If you notice, in total, we're going from here all the way over here. So that actually is 180 degrees. If we break that down, you can see that EOC is 105 degrees. And COA, we said was 75 degrees. So if I add those two up, it does give me 180 as well. All right, angle addition postulate. This is very similar to the segment addition postulate. The only difference is that it is an angle. So it says if point C is in the middle of angle ABD, if and only if the measurement of angle ABC plus the measurement of angle CBD equals the measurement of angle ABD. Now that may not mean a lot to us, but we're going to look at it in this picture. So we look at this picture here. If I do some highlighting for us. If I have angle ABC, that angle right there, and I add it to angle CBD, that should get me this whole big angle of ABD. Okay, so if I add the little part plus the other little part, it should equal the whole thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually try out some problems here. So example 2, it says, use the figure above if the measurement of CBD is 82 degrees and the measurement of ABD is 114, find the measurement of angle ABC. So like we did before, we're going to mark up the picture. So it says CBD. This angle right here is 82 degrees. So that's an acute angle. It tells you that if the measurement of ABD, so the whole big angle, how I show the whole big angle, I go on the outside here, the whole angle is 114. They want us to find the measurement of ABC. Okay, we're trying to find that. So we can use this angle addition postulate we did before. Okay, we have the first part, ABC. Do we know what that first little part of that angle is? No, so we can just call that X. Plus, the other part of this angle is CBD. We know that is 82 degrees. Equals, and that should equal the whole big angle. Well, the whole big angle equals 114. We can easily solve this problem now. I can minus 82. And I figure that the angle is 32 degrees. So my final answer would be that the measurement of angle ABC is 32 degrees. Awesome. All right, we're not going to do example 3. One thing also we have to talk about today is angle bisector. An angle bisector is a ray or segment that divides an angle into two congruent angles. It's like the midpoint we talked about earlier. So it says if BC is the angle bisector of ABD, then blank equals blank. Okay, let's draw a picture here. We need to draw angle ABD. So over here I'm going to draw angle ABD. ABD. Oops. D. All right, and it says BC is the angle bisector. So BC is the angle bisector. So it's cutting it in half. All right, a way we can show that these are equal. On the segments, we did little tick marks. On angles, we can do these little like swoosh marks, I call them. So those are equal. So those are equal, then what two angles are the same? So I would see that my first angle here is ABC. Should be equal to angle CBD. Because if it's an angle bisector, it cuts it in half. So let's try a problem here. If BD bisects angle ABC, okay, so let's draw a picture again. Okay, A, B, and C. And BD is bisecting, so BD is going in the middle. We can put the little swoosh marks to say that they're equal. Okay, we have our picture. It tells us some information. It says ABD is 6x plus 3. So this first angle here is 6x plus 3. It says that BDC is 8x minus 7. And we're trying to figure out how many degrees is ABD. We want to figure out how many degrees is ABD. So probably in order to do that first, we always usually have to find x first. So we need to think of an equation we can make with the given information to find x. Now looking at these angles, what do we know about angle ABD, that 6x plus 3, and angle DBC, that 8x minus 7? We know they're equal because it says the word bisect there. Okay, so I can say that 6x plus 3 equals 8x minus 7. And from there, it looks like a problem we could easily solve. I'm going to add 7 to both sides. Subtract that 6x. And then divide by 2. And I get that x is 5. But is that what we wanted? No, we want to find the measurement of ABD. So just because you find x does not mean you're done. What should we do with that x value? We should plug it in. So I'm going to plug it in here. So 6 times my x value of 5 plus 3. 6 times 5 plus 3 gives me 33. So my angle measurement of angle ABD is 33 degrees. And that would be my final answer. Perfect, perfect. One last one here. Try this one on your own first. See how you do. Okay, so try it on your own. Just so you kind of see, I know it's kind of hard to see this one. Again, sorry for the bad picture. This one right here says 2x minus 1. This one says negative x plus 16 there. Okay, after you're done trying it, unpause the video and check in. So with this one, BD is bisecting that angle. So I know that this angle is the same as this angle. So I'm trying to find all the different measurements, which means I need to find x first, which means I need to make my equation. So since this is bisecting those, I know that those two little angles are the same. So I can say that 2x minus 1 equals negative x plus 15, we're going to say that is. I'm going to do some math. I'm going to add that x over. I'm going to add the 1. And I'm going to divide by 3. And I get 5.33. So that's what x equals, but we didn't want what x equals. We want to find all the different angle measurements. So what we have to do is we have to plug it in. If I plug it into that top angle, 2 times 5.3 minus 1 equals roughly 9.66. That means that this angle is 9.66. And if they're the same, that means that this angle is 9.66, which means the whole big angle, the measurement of angle ABC, if I add those together, is somewhere around 19.33 degrees. Awesome.